Well, I was thinking maybe I could take a page out of your book and have the players do the recap of what happened last session. But after this little,
Don't do that, please.
Yeah, like it's not working at all. Like sometimes I'm like, I think that maybe the reason why I wasn't doing it is because I wanted to make sure that you guys remembered the parts that I wanted you to remember. So maybe it was a little bit gaslighting that I was summarizing, but
like I used the recap to tell me what happened last session.
Yeah, I don't remember things that happened more than 5 minutes ago. And it just occurred to me now that I forgot to archive the episode.
Oh, so you can't even couldn't even listen to it again.
All the episodes. I mean, I recorded it. I forgot to like look at it and put it up on YouTube so that it would be fresher in my brain. Like the repetition would make things more crystallized in my memory circuitry.
Well, are we not live, but are we recording?
Well, I am recording for posterity, and theoretically one day it will be listened to again, and I will know what happened then. But yeah, we can proceed with the experiment.
Okay. So when last we left our intrepid heroes, the wonderful band of misfits known as Shinies, they were in a dead cornfield, which apparently had been murdered by the fact that the rain and the water had been replaced with fake movie theater butter, and that had killed the crops, set a greasy sheen over everything, started rotting the wood, and had come in with a really nasty storm that was threatening to drown them in liquid movie theater butter. In seeking shelter, they found a farmhouse, seemingly abandoned. Round around the perimeter, all following Tyler, who apparently seemed to know what he was doing.
That's really
and
weird.
Ran beside a forest of sized broccoli stalks, which apparently were unaffected by the liquid butter rain. And that's where they left off, standing outside the cellar door to an abandoned farmhouse and a desolate field within the dreams of a sleeping elder god. Chinese, what would you like to do?
I'm just laughing at myself.
Did we enter it? Is that what the last thing you said?
I mean, I remember running around the building looking for a cellar like Wizard of Oz
Oh,
style.
right, yeah, exactly. We were trying to hide from the storm.
I really wanted to go off to see the wizard rather than be in this place.
Although, also, I should remind you that aside from the farmhouse, there was a very large barn as well. But that was separate.
Right.
And there was a storm. It was coming.
It was already there.
It was already starting to pelt. That's what caused
the butter rain came from.
Yeah, the butter rain made the ground slippery, and all of the shinies, ate shit several times and got into butter mud.
Yeah.
Slipping and
shit, buttery shit.
Yeah.
Let's go in the cellar.
Yeah, that sounds like the best plan.
Although there is, oh no, that's right. Remember the last thing I had described to you was that there was a very flimsy, old, rusted brass padlock, but not a very strong one. The type that you would put on with on a bike. You might put it on a journal.
Oh.
Or a box.
Yeah.
One of those little.
I'll destroy that shit.
Okay, just straight at it with the blade.
Yeah.
Ka-chink! All right.
Like pop it off or whatever. Yeah.
Like it's nothing.
The padlock has now been destroyed.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you're opening the door into the cellar.
And I guess it's like one of those like low open. Kind of, it goes under the house, I assume.
Yes, it's like let's say
The traditional
30-degree angle,
cellar door
traditional,
thing. Yeah.
angled cellar door that
Yeah.
you lift up and to out to both sides, and then
Yeah,
leads to
exactly.
staircase.
So yeah, I'll do that. I only lift the one side though. You know,
Okay.
don't need to. Yeah, just make my way down. If there's, hopefully the stairs are okay.
You open the door, and it descends into darkness. There is an old-fashioned iron flip switch on the other side, the left-hand side, I should say, of the hallway, which would apparently power lights.
Click, click.
All right, we change. Clink. It squeals and rust. You swing it up. Once you push it in, latch it into the vertical position, you see a series of incandescent on one after the other, descending down into complete blackness. Each of these, I mean, these are maybe 30-watt bare bulbs, just hanging off of a wire that's down the ceiling. And you know, it's the stairway going down. The walls are unfinished. It's like packed dirt. Like they never decided to come in and put proper one. The stairs themselves are planks of wood that have been pounded into the dirt to the point where they seem pretty solid. But most importantly is the fact that you can't see the end of the staircase, even with the lights going down. They just descend into pinpricks. Can't really tell how far down this stairwell is going, but it's pretty darn deep.
May not be a stairway to heaven.
No stairway, bogus.
Well, stairs are made for climbing.
Or what's the opposite of climbing? Unclimbing.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that. Unclimbing. It's anti-climactic.
Oh. Hey, here's a good bit of scenery. It's not entirely accurate, but helps set the mood.
I made myself laugh so hard.
Anti-climactic.
Yeah. Let's go down those stairs.
Did we have a light source? Did somebody cast light?
Yes, every 6 feet or so.
I have a flashlight.
Well, remember,
that's right. A lot of us have helmet.
Well, I have a flashlight in my backpack.
Oh yeah, the GM is telling us something.
Yep.
And every 6 feet is basically just stapled into the roof is a 30-watt bulb.
Okay.
Offering dim illumination, so you're not going into pitch blackness. It's just you can't see the end.
The stairs just keep going and going and going.
Yeah. And you hear behind you and above a strange sound, almost like if one were to imagine a rumble of thunder, but squishy. Almost as if you were listening to the sky give a wet fart.
Mm.
My brain just exploded trying to picture this sound.
I'm not even going to try and make it.
It sounds intense yet underwhelming.
And slightly gross. Just
and squicky.
It's more gross than ominous, but then the butter rain does start picking up in intensity.
Well, let's get in there. We got to get out of this butter rain.
Yeah. Don't want to see me standing there in the butter rain.
Step in. Can I get a marching order? Since, by the way, it is a narrow cellar stairway. Easy for me to say.
Ricky
single
threw
file,
up the
basically.
door, so I assume he'd have to hold it open for everyone to get in, kind of thing.
Hodor?
So that we can close it behind us. You know, to keep the butter out.
Yeah.
And not to trap us in here at all.
Those tried and true anti-butter tactics.
Yeah.
So, who's going first?
I think Shota goes first because he knows what he's doing.
Okay.
He has the most confidence.
I'll go in first.
And I always think Tyler.
I throw the door open all the way, and I go down the stairs.
Yeah, and Marge takes up the rear.
All right, so Marge is bringing up the rear.
Yep.
Okay. What I would like to at this point, also, point of order, is are you closing the door behind you?
Yeah, the door's closing because of butter tactics.
Butter prevention?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only you can prevent butter leakage.
And slippery butter stairs.
Yeah, nobody wants that. We aren't here for the cardio.
Tell that to Oline with the anal seepage.
Oh, God.
Yikes.
Yeah, that was a deep cut back to the late 90s.
Anal seepage.
Oh, I'd forgotten that stuff existed.
It was pretty terrible.
It was so not worth its existence.
Wait, for those listening at home that don't know what it was basically a fat substitute that you could use in place of oil, so you could like fry chips in it, but the oil wouldn't be absorbed by your body, so it just ran out your butthole.
But you had to you could only eat one serving of it. If you ate more than one serving, you were gonna have like butt leakage. Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what we should really do is have a competition. We'll just give people a bowl of Haribo sugar-free gummy bears and a bowl of Oline chips, and just say, "Go have at it," and see what happens.
I just want the gummy bears.
Oh, what happened? The gummy bears do stuff too?
The sugar-free gummy bears do.
Oh, not sugar-free. Oh God, no.
No, if you're ever having a really terrible day.
Oh yeah, alcohol sugars are bad news. Yeah.
Well, no, I was just going to say, go to Amazon and look up the sugar-free gummy bears and read the reviews and the people's experiences.
Because they just ate them, not realizing.
Yeah, with some ass leakage kind of thing.
My favorite description was there was one person who had purchased them in an airport and was munching on them and accidentally ate the whole
airport.
bag. You know, finished them in the airplane.
Oh yeah. So then problems.
Was in I believe the way they described it was a rainbow butt volcano in the airplane bathroom with everybody on board listening.
Oh my God.
Do you guys know the band Finger 11?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they're a Canadian band, and their previous name used to be Rainbow Butt Monkeys.
I did not know that.
And they had a single called Circles. If you Google it on the YouTube, it's not a bad, like, it's kind of weird alt grunge. You know, it kind of came out in that at the more of the tail end of grunge. And then when Rainbow Butt Monkeys kind of didn't work out, they became emo and Finger 11. So that's a tip for you. You know, to make money. It's all about making money, right?
Sell out butt monkeys.
Yeah.
Rainbow butt monkeys.
Yeah.
Wow.
What were we doing? We were going downstairs, weren't we?
We were going down some stairs, and we were closing the door, which led us on this side
Wild
tangent.
butt monkey chase.
Have aliens tested the bears, given the warning on the packet of about the gastrointestinal consequences of eating a product not of the Earth? That's an actual product question on the.
Yeah, I love those product questions. It's like the most ridiculous stuff, and I love it when people go on the answers And they're like, sorry, don't know, got it for someone as a gift.
Like, why are you helping?
Why are you answering? Why is the world so much about you? You're answering questions that you don't know the answer to. It does not apply to you. It drives me crazy. But I hold it in. It's one of those things that I scream into my pillow at night.
Oh,
we were going downstairs.
Yes, you're going downstairs, and we had established that Ricky, aka Shota, was in the front, Tyler in the middle, and Marge, Mother Nature, Aaron, was in the rear. And I was checking to make sure you had closed the door, and then we got onto rainbow butt monkeys and volcanic ass fountains.
For your pleasures, the video is posted in Stupor Heroes chat, but that's a later thing. Anyways, yeah, going down the stairs.
Going down the stairs. Okay. Are we doing anything with the flashlights or headlamps, or are we just using the ambient illumination?
Well, I will pull out my flashlight, even though there's these dimly lit bulbs.
I got the headlamp ready to go. Careful. You know, while we have light, but you know, at any point in time, that might not be there.
Exactly.
It's got to be ready. Already have the helmet on. Maybe don't have it turned on, but have it have assumed position. In a state of readiness.
Okay. Readied flashlight. And Ricky, is yours on or lightsaber extinguished? On. Okay. Anyone who would like to be paranoid may make a smart plus perception roll for me.
Well, I guess I'm in the lead with the flashlight, so I'll be paranoid.
Yeah, strikeout, absolutely not paranoid, completely clueless, but Marge will use her better judgment.
Three.
Oh, that's a fine start to the evening's festivities.
That's a good start. Perception.
3 death saves.
Marge, however, is a 14.
Okay. Marge, you notice, unlike the image that's in the whiteboard just for ambience, the packed earth walls, there's no handrails going down. This is very much a slapped together cellar entrance, so to speak. And again, the wooden boards that you are stepping on are basically just mashed into the dirt and are not inherently level. There's a little bit of a wobble to them. I know I shouldn't use the word wobble. They're stable, but they are not flat. From one step to the next, there's a little bit of give. One's going to be at a slightly different angle than the one before it. One will have a little bow into it where, it's just been worn.
Yeah.
And behind you, you hear a slight trickle of that the old warped cellar door was not necessarily waterproof, and some of the butter rain is starting to dribble on in and trickle its way down the stairs.
God damn it, not the butter rain.
Trip.
Wait, what do I have? What do I have in my backpack? Do I have any towels? This is why you're supposed to always travel with a towel.
There are many reasons to always travel with a towel.
Well, obviously, I fail at my adventuring because I did not pack a towel.
If you have a towel, people will assume that you were prepared, and of course, at one point you had a toothpaste, or a toothbrush, and toothpaste, and soap, and change of clothes, and you must have lost them, and the only thing you have left is your towel.
Alas, that's not me. I did have a sheet, but I used that for the flying snake.
Everyone's just going through their inventory right now.
The tarp was destroyed by Shota's girlfriend. Thanks, Shota.
I do have a sleeping bag full of royal jelly.
Well, that would definitely kind of stuff up the door.
That would definitely, or you could just lay it on one of the stairs as a dam, if you will.
Yeah, I was thinking, how you do when you're in a you're in a burning building and you want to stop the smoke from getting under your door.
Oh, I almost went, oh, honey, no. To put the mental image in it, this is an old, dilapidated, abandoned
This is one of
barn
those
with an
doors.
abandoned cellar door. It's warped. Like you would look at this and have the thought of stopping up, like where it's not sealed up, and then you look around it and go, yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Is it like one of those that has like the knotted holes in it?
Yeah,
Because it's just used these like bare ass planks.
pretty much unfinished wood planks that were just lazily slapped together. You can tell how secure they were about it by the
That's a
quality of
problem.
padlock that they put on it.
That's a problem for
The
future
lock was
us.
to prevent the lock was to
All of
prevent
a
like
sudden,
the kids from getting into it.
Marge lets out a sharp whistle, and she's
Yeah.
like, guys,
Yeah.
it just occurred to me. Aren't stairs like hallways at an angle?
Yeah, and
This is a really
They're
long
antique.
stairway.
they're anti-climactic. I'm reusing your joke. Sorry.
Tyler, get out your pole. And he's like, yep. And Tyler gets out his pole and he starts tapping.
Like if you check in the whiteboard, trying to make that waterproof with a sleeping bag.
Right, so it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's just gonna absorb. It's just
We're
gonna
get some
absorb
butter
whatever.
leakage, so this door is totally Oleaning it.
Yeah. Butter seepage.
Some butter seepage.
Butter seepage.
Indeed.
I wonder if Marge is allergic to Olean. I mean, it's not technically fat,
think we
but
all
it's
are.
like... we all are. Yeah, that's true.
Well, yeah, it wasn't technically a hydrogenated fat.
What was it? I can't remember. Something out of soybeans, right?
Yeah, and it was like solid at room temperature, which was kind of disturbing.
And your ass leaked. Is your ass not room temperature? I guess your ass isn't room temperature.
No, actually, it's quite warm.
Your ass is much warmer than room temperature.
4
You're-
degrees.
I
4
was about to
degrees
say,
warmer.
That is, I have always remembered that. Thank you, Tool. The rectal
Thank you,
temperature
Tool.
is 4
Yeah.
degrees warmer than
I
the
know!
oral temperature.
When this whole like shut-in thing started, and I had to get that rectal thermometer instead of like a normal thermometer because like everybody bought out all the normal thermometers. That's the first thing you
Does
said.
it have, like,
4
a-
degrees.
Does it have like a tear button
Yeah,
for like 4 degrees?
I think it does. I haven't had to
Okay.
use it.
Oh, that's good.
I'm really happy about it too. So yeah, let's treat this like a hallway. Let's use all of our precautionary measures.
Yeah.
Just because a hallway is at an angle doesn't mean it's more trustworthy.
I'm all out of grenades though. Sorry guys.
We need the
Start-
DM to give us a diagram of these stairs.
He did.
Starting
way.
in 1996, an FDA-mandated health warning label read, "This product contains Olestra. Olestra may cause abdominal cramping and loose stools, aka anal leakage. Olestra inhibits the absorption of some vitamins and other nutrients. Vitamins A, D, E, and K have been added."
And now we're down to 0.2 listeners.
Just point to, yeah.
The diehards. That 0.2 person will not quit us.
Which is just the anonymous unicorn that's hanging out. Caused
get
by
that-
your
caused by OBS. Which is,
yeah.
Which does not experience anal seepage.
could stand for Olean bowel syndrome.
Oh God! Oh my God! On the wiki page, there was an actual term for it. Recently closed.
Is there
There's
the
an actual
medical
term,
diagnosis?
Steatorrhea.
Well, I reckon it's the Rhea part.
Hold on. I don't know if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Of course, it doesn't Steatorrhea, yeah, it is the presence of excess fat in feces.
Ooh.
So yeah, there was an actual term for it. Anyway, so
Our heroes
so
ever
since I rolled a
procrastinating in the
3
hallways.
in my perception, I am totally cool with everything is fine in front of me, so I'm just going to continue down the stairs
okay,
because
proceeding
everything
down-
is totally fine. Since I
Tyler
rolled a
tapping in
3.
your wake then.
Yep.
With his
Okay.
10-foot pole.
So we have Ricky about 10 feet ahead of Tyler, who is tapping on the wooden planks that are stomped into the dirt floor. And Marge at the end. Are you doing anything to stem the trickle of butter rain?
She's got nothing that would stem it. Given the state of the doors, I mean, it's not like she can really do anything with her vines enough to, I think, clog up openages.
Okay.
We're super screwed.
You proceed down the hallway at an angle, if you will. Tyler tapping, Ricky in front doing sweeps with his flashlight. You're not sure how far you've gone. A bit of a guess. You've gone significantly further than a single flight of stairs would normally take, and you're still descending into darkness. All around you, you hear the rain slowly fade into just an oppressive silence of the packed earth around you. You're really hearing is each other breathing and moving through the stairs, clothes rustling against each other, and then it's just nothing outside of that. Are you continuing on?
Yeah.
Sure.
I rolled a 3, so I'm totally sure that nothing is in our way.
Okay. Carrying on.
Wait, with the 14 perception, am I absolutely sure this is a really stairs, like a downward angled hallway, and not like the gullet of some giant monster?
You can brush your hands along the side, and it comes off like dirt. You look at the floor, and it's well, much like you would see on a hiking trail. You know, where they just stomp a plank into the earth and to make makeshift stairs. That's basically what's been done here. Someone dug in and then just stomped some wood into it until it stopped.
It sounds
moving.
reasonable, and yet I feel like this is gonna bite us in the butt. Leakage.
And you look up at the wires. It's just one long wire as far as you can tell. Just every 6 feet or so, just stapled into the earth above it, and then there's a bulb that hangs down, and then the wire continues. You don't see any signs of flesh or flesh-like objections where the staples go in. As it smells like dirt, and that's a smell that you as a zoological veterinarian are very familiar with. It smells like dirt. It does not smell like animal.
It doesn't smell like butter yet.
Oh, and you've passed the. You look back up and shine your headlamp on. At this point, you can't even see the trickles of butter. They're probably still coming down the stairs, but it's at this point not enough to. It's not like you're flood in a subway.
Drowning.
I am wearing my DJ Funk Juicy chain, right?
Yes, you put that on with a quickness. I think if I remember correctly, you rolled a 20-something to dig it out of the backpack. So opened the bag, reached in and grabbed it exactly, pulled it out, whipped it over your hair, and put it in place in one single motion. Like it was just.
Because I think I pretty much cannot take it off unless I'm in a hospital at this point because of all that butter
Not for a
rain.
while.
Oh, I meant to clarify something before we started, and I forgot because attention span of a chicken. I have down that Tyler has 2 ranks of damage and Marge is at full health. Is that what you have?
Yes, yep. And Shota has 4.
Oh
What?
If
no, I have more than that. I thought
you do, I only have 4
5.
marked.
I have 5 marks, so I don't know.
5 ranks of damage?
Yeah, out of 8.
Oh
That,
man!
It doesn't
that,
hurt. It's okay.
no, yeah, I don't remember that 5th one happening, so we're just
Okay.
gonna put it back up to.
If we ever
It
get out of
probably
here,
did, but I don't recall it. So,
if we ever get out of
It's
here,
DMR
my
in
we
your
need to
favor.
it's my natural
investigate.
healing. It's my natural healing abilities.
Yeah, DM error in your favor.
If we ever get out of here, we need to investigate a portable jacuzzi.
Yeah.
like if we ever get out of here.
What
So,
would the crab do? The crab wouldn't be here.
Uppercut
That's basically
somebody.
what the crab would do.
Crab would, eat it like Brian Boitano and just be like, yeah, bring it on.
He'd just swim around in the butter rain. He'd be like, I'm more delicious now.
Yeah. Who's got the
I'm even
garlic?
more powerful. I'm even crabbier.
Did I bring Garlic Man with me?
Yeah. Honestly. We are so
Okay.
underskilled for this job.
All right. As continue. Um, and again, everyone who wants to be paranoid can make a smart plus perception roll for me.
Okay, Marge will be paranoid some more. March rolled another 14. Ooh.
I rolled a 5.
You're getting more paranoid. And Tyler's just tapping. Because Marge told him it was a hallway. Should I roll for him? I probably should roll for him.
Sure. Go ahead.
He got an 8.
An 8. Okay. After about, so we have a 3, a 14, and an 8. All right.
Right.
And the highest perception person is in the back. Okay.
Right.
As you proceed down further into the darkness, let's say, how long does it take to go down a flight of stairs? Not jogging, just a regular cautious pace.
Depends on how many stairs are in the flight.
Not long. Yeah, I mean, if you're going down, like, say, like, in a building, like an office building, it
That's what I mean. Is a more casual
only takes a couple of
pace.
minutes.
Well, I wouldn't even say.
I would say it's less than 30
a
seconds.
single flight, more like, yeah, I was going to say around at a casual pace. I was going to say about 20 seconds.
And it takes less time to go down than it does to go up them.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about that little half jog that you do at home, but because people in public places tend to disapprove when you bump past them.
So rude.
So at about 20 seconds per flight, using that. And as far as your perspective goes, even at the staircase, that should put you way past the front of the house, like well below and way past it. And yet you start seeing a floor in front of you. It's no longer going in the dark. You start hearing sounds from the wind outside.
What?
As you set foot into what appears to be much like the hall, the stairs, not the hall, the stairs going into it, roughly dug out, hard-packed earth basement or cellar with wood planking on the floor that you hear and settling as the wind blows.
So the wood planking is overhead?
Yes. Hard-packed earth on the floor.
And it's no longer stairs? It's more like a roomy room? I say roomy room. I don't know.
Not a hallway is what you mean.
Not a
No.
hallway. Like we could take down the hallway precautions.
Well, I don't know if there were hallway precautions to begin with.
Well, that's what the tapping was for. We'll switch over into like room protocol, such that it is. How many stairs would you say we did? How many flights of stairs did we go down? The equivalent of.
Gosh, probably several hundred.
What?
Holy!
Wait a second. I didn't think it was that much. I think Marge would have paused after about 20 and been like, are we sure we want to do this? 100 flights of stairs? God, that's going to take forever to climb up.
We'll be back in space shortly.
I hope we find a door down here. Marge is not excited to do that much stair climbing. It's like, this is not leg day. Butt day.
Well, as you look, you see several. You assume are some sort of wooden posts that are probably some sort of weight distribution system. Several clusters of abandoned, rusted out tools. What looks to be a broken wheel. Go ahead and give me another perception check or a smart plus perception roll for
100 flights of stairs. This could be like the neighbor's house. We could have gone that
Yeah.
far with 100 flights of stairs.
Oh, 12. Maximum perception for Shota, at least.
Ooh. This is a gooder number. 15 for Marge. And for Tyler, 8 again.
8. Okay. Yep, there's several piles of tools. What looks to be a broken wheelbarrow, some sort of water well, an old rusted iron pump style with a bucket hanging off of it that looks like it's seen better. Some old crates that you're not sure if anything's been in them for a while. What looks like a chest of drawers that's been left abandoned. And from behind one of the crates, Marge and Ricky both hear scratchings.
Oh.
Scrabblings.
I draw my sword.
Can I re-roll something because of it's a sound with Tyler's roll because of his enhanced hearing?
Well, that just lowers a DC for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he would hear it too. You're right. But the enhanced hearing, he would definitely hear it as well. So everyone hears
So
it.
everyone hears some scratchings. Does the scratching sound like anything animal-like?
It does sound animal-like.
Like a chicken?
No, larger and bulkier than a chicken.
Like a
Yeah, Shota draws a sword and points the flashlight in the direction of the sound.
The sound appears to be coming from behind a wooden crate.
Is it like a clawy scratching or a hooven scratching? Like, what kind of appendage would Marge say it is?
Claw-like, but heavy claw-like.
Like a
Not
large
quite.
cat?
More. Wow, how large, but the claws aren't making quite dog-like sounds. But
Like click it, click click.
well, let me see what you have here, because you, as a vet,
I have a lot of large animal handlingness, and I have empathy with land animals.
you have animal handling. So go ahead and smart plus animal handling.
Okay, so that's a 2d8 plus my d6 hero die. And this was not an awesome roll compared to how I've been rolling tonight. It is a 9.
9. You think it sounds reptilian, but it's
Oh.
reptiles.
God, I hope it's not a velociraptor. Guys,
Not quite.
it could be a velociraptor. Be cautious.
Okay, yeah, not quite velociraptor.
Full 10-foot pull protocol. And Marge is also very intrigued by the chest of drawers. As well as the crates.
More so that by the chest of drawers than by the cell.
I mean, she's not forgetting the chest of drawers. But I think the crates with the interesting claw sound needs to be like our priority. But Shota is, of course, always the leader.
Well. Yeah, well, he has the flashlight pointed at the crate, trying to see if we can see anything moving, and he will draw his sword, of course, and cautiously approach. Even like call out. He'll even call out like, "Hey, right there!"
Hey, is are the crates heavy? Like, are they feel like if Tyler taps them, do they move at all? Like they're empty?
They and flimsy.
They're flimsy, huh?
Old rotted wood.
Tyler can try to like tap the crates out of the way where the sound is coming from, leaving Shota and Marge to Mother Nature to be on their guard with powerful attacks, while he taps at the crates, trying to kind of like slowly budge them out of the way with his 10-foot pole. And everybody's just waiting for like the scare, you know? It's like, you know, there's a bug there.
Right.
Okay, so,
And you're carefully picking up the leaf, but when you see it, you like completely scream anyhow.
So how are you proceeding? You have a couple of different courses of action that have been presented.
He's just like poking at the crate and slowly moving it to the side so that it's not obscuring the direction that the sound is coming from.
And Ricky will, I mean, Ricky's gonna move forward to try to intercept any attacking bastard.
But using his 10-foot pole, he's trying to keep a little bit of that, just like a tiny distance. So if it is like a velociraptor, it can't like spit poison directly on us. Like we've got some distance between us. That is what they did, isn't it?
That wasn't the raptor. That was a dicephalopod.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about the other thing that lured you in with its like, oh, and then it like went all fan and then spit at you.
Then it spat the acidic venom in your.
So Tyler is trying to avoid that kind of situation. Like, let's have some distance. Just in case something's trying to lure us in with its sound, we'll have at least 10 feet of poking range.
Okay. So you slide the crate, which is relatively. It does that. Turns as it slides, so you have to keep grabbing, or not grabbing, but changing where you're pushing from. But you slide the crate out, revealing behind it a tortoise.
Oh, wait.
Who looks very surprised to see you guys.
Is the tortoise sitting on the wall of what looks like on a wall?
Nope. Nope, it's just there looking at you, kind of.
Well, Marge is like, "Hi, buddy."
Just give me the word, Marge, and I'll crack it open.
No, I think we need to like, not harass the tortoise unless the tortoise proves itself to be aggressive. But I wouldn't like get in its face because they can snap sometimes.
And it is leery, defensive, kind of crawls back to put itself into the corner.
But is it making a sound that's like a claw scratching? Is the sound we heard is it its shell scratching along the floor?
Well, I mean, tortoises have some pretty similar reasons. They can have some pretty nice claws on them. Um, he's scraping along the floor, and between his feet and the shell on the dirt, you can pretty well. That's probably the source.
Is he going a specific direction?
I'm sorry?
Is the tortoise going like does he seem to have a plan? You know,
Right now, his plan appeared to have been hide behind the crate, and then when you move the crate to a corner, and is just kind of scrunching itself closer towards its shell as if it needs to retract at will.
well, okay, a tortoise. What is the tortoise living off of? I mean, is there any sign of a habitat?
As you glance around, it does not appear to be.
Is the tortoise's shell muddy?
A very good question. No.
Hmm.
It's dusty. And there we have our tortoise in the whiteboard.
Tortoise looks like it has attitude. Like we just ruined its evening plans.
Well, maybe.
But like a tortoise is usually, I mean, they can be chill. If only we spoke tortoise. Because they live a really long time, so it probably has more knowledge about this place than we could ever hope to learn.
Maybe. Alas.
Alas, we don't speak tortoise. Wait, can Marge use her land empathy just to see what kind of mood? Can she sense what kind of mood this tortoise is in? Like, is it chill? Is it really irritated at us?
It it was chill and is apprehensive of these
Kind
people
of
that just ran
scared
into
by stranger danger.
some people who just ran into his place. One other thing, with your perception rules from earlier, um, you notice that the sound coming from above you appears like you're right underneath the house. Like you didn't just go 5 minutes on a stairwell. It sounds as though you're right underneath.
Oh. So if you look up at the ceiling, is it like wood plank or whatever floor
Yep. And
or
every once in a
with
while,
wood joists?
yep. And every once in a while, there's a shaft of light coming from a poorly fitted piece of flooring.
Are there any like Apple cellar door kind of things? Like, why said I could predict their
Apple
face?
cellar door things?
But like, okay, so like if this was actually the house above us,
Yeah.
maybe not necessarily the cellar wasn't the only path of access, but like say there was a cellar door inside the house that people would use, and that'd be where they kept like, the same stuff in the cellar. Is another way to access the cellar. Um, they would keep apples and potatoes down there in my fantasy cellar.
Uh, you mean like a root cellar
A
door?
root cellar door. That's what I meant.
I never heard of an apple cellar door, but I heard of a root cellar.
But apples go there too.
As,
Cool, dry place or cool
as far as
place.
you can see here, from where you are right now, you don't see one, but you can't see the entire.
I'm just because I can just see
Seller
us
at
like
this
in the
point.
future, rather than going up 100 flights of stairs, Mari's just going to advocate, since like Tyler and Shota have proven their adequacy at destroying walls with their sharp objects. Maybe we should just cut a hole in the floor above us, and then she can use her vines to like whoop everybody out.
Oh.
Rather than go back up 100 flights of stairs and then deal with the butter at the top.
Well, yeah. I mean, is there no stairs leading up into the house in this basement? I mean,
Well, are
I don't
you
know how much we've
leaving
searched
the
around.
tortoise
Well,
and exploring around?
I think if the tortoise doesn't want to, like, be harassed, we shouldn't harass the tortoise. That's just, bad manners to harass tortoises.
But I just say, I'm watching you, tortoise.
I mean, I think I gathered from your description that the the crates were old and empty, and there's nothing of interest within them. But I do still want to look in the chest of drawers before and look at the rusted tools and the pump and the water well. You did mention the water well, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We need to investigate these things.
Okay.
But we'll leave the tortoise alone. Let him be him. Let him do his thing. Or it, however he identifies. However they identify. I'm sorry. Sorry, tortoise. Sorry.
Assuming tortoise gender.
I know, I'm feeling really bad now. Tortoiseness. Let their tortoiseness do what they gotta do. But we will investigate other places that are not encroaching upon the tortoise turf.
Wow. That was a convoluted conversation.
Wild ride, eh?
Okay, let's try pumping the pump a little bit.
Pumping the pump.
Okay.
Let's pump that pump.
Are you ready to pump it up?
I'm totally pumping it.
Oh,
Pump
man.
it. Pump. Pump. Yeah, so we go over the pump.
Okay. Leaving the tortoise alone, you head over to the pump. It's loud. It's rusty. It doesn't want to move at first. Go ahead and scrape it through anyway, and you eventually start getting it into a smooth motion. Sounds very gravelly at the bottom.
Are there any
rumbling.
pails?
Oh, there's an old pail attached. As the pump comes up and the pipe turns over into a curl, there's a little hook on the curl so you can hang the pail, and then use your hands to.
Just in case it produces butter, we don't want to just butter the floor.
The pail doesn't look like it'd be terribly watertight.
There's a hole in our bucket.
And what is anything coming out of the pump?
Yeah, there's a lot from the pump.
The sludge.
And nothing appears to. No, you're not even getting sludge.
Okay. Peeking down the well, can we turn on the head lamp for well peeking purposes?
Oh, it's very deep and very dark. Even with the light shining in it, it just seems to go down into.
Tyler sticks his arm kind of down the well, and he tries to sense Little Boom Boom.
No. Little Boom Boom is.
Tyler contemplates for just a split second if turtles are throwable. I mean tortoises, but then he puts that idea aside.
No. You cannot bond with a conscious creature as your weapon.
Little Boom Boom.
I don't know what
as a tortoise. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I was totally gonna push for that, but then I couldn't think of a word that rhymes with that also means tortoise.
Little tomb or something.
At all.
We got vroom vroom and we got boom boom, and I think that's about as good as we're gonna get.
Yeah,
Zoom
there's not
zoom.
much.
We could call the tortoise ironically little zoom zoom.
Oh, ironically, zoom. Yeah,
Little zoom
that
zoom.
makes sense.
But no, still leaving the tortoise to do its tortoise work.
The tortoise seems to relax longer, apparently threatening it, but it is still observing you with great curiosity. The chest of drawers.
Yes.
You go over to it, pull it open, and there's of bundles of white cloth in it. Well, at one point they might have been white. Now they've pretty much aged into slightly yellow, moth-eaten. Not really sure if they were sheets or just bolts of spare cloth around, or tablecloths. Bolts of just, not bolts, but fold assortments of medium grade cotton fabric.
Can we take that? Even is it completely moth? Is it still intact? Just dusty?
For the most part.
Let's stuff some of that into a backpack.
Okay, so for whoever is taking one, put in one yellowed, moth-eaten tablecloth.
I don't think I'll take a tablecloth.
Marge is taking one. It'll make do. Tyler is still intrigued by this tortoise. And much like he approached the frog earlier, he kind of, he's slowly approaching the tortoise, and he says, hi. Are you a smart tortoise? Are you a friendly tortoise?
And give charming plus animal handling roll.
Oh, Jesus. So, obviously not the right person to even be attempting anything. Oh, but he still got an 11.
Sorry, what do you get?
An 11.
An 11. Nice. Okay.
Not
you approach the tortoise.
Awful.
Kneel down. Are you putting your hand out towards it, or?
No, he's just he's like kind of, he's not going to extend anything. Basically, because he doesn't want to he doesn't know how long the tongue is on these things. So he's keeping a respectful distance, but he's looking for any sign that the tortoise understands what he's saying, because he thinks that tortoises can probably talk.
Okay. So you approach and kneel down to get kind of on more towards tortoise level. Whisper some encouragement. The tortoise kind of scrumples a little bit towards you.
Hi, your tortoiseness. You probably know lots of stuff about this place because you've probably been here a really long time.
She stretches his neck out just a little bit, not quickly, just extends it.
Have you got any cool tips and tricks about where we should go to get out of here? What do the pro tortoises do?
It looks at you. That's about it. Just watching.
Oh, okay. So we should probably keep our eyes open, huh? Is that what you're saying?
You get there's a movement of the head which could loosely be interpreted as a nod, but you're not sure if that's just because you wanted to.
Tyler's
see
totally like,
something, or-
Shota, the tortoise says we should keep our eyes open while we're here. I wonder if he'd like to join the defender. I mean, they would like to join the defenders of the city.
It's the Turtle Club. Another Dana Carvey gif is required here.
Oh God, no!
Oh wait, I just I remember that was oldie but goodie. Yeah. Tyler secretly wants to start Turtle Club.
This would be a tortoise club.
Tortoise Club.
True.
Not to be confused with awesome-looking, totally almost natural dire animal alligator snapping turtle.
So Tyler backs off because he wants to be respectful. And I think the time has come for us to like cause some destruction. Like, can we go to a corner where it's like not tortoise adjacent and engage in some hole cutting?
Yeah. Well, so yeah, there are no stairs leading upstairs, leading up to the house.
If you're looking around for stairs leading into
Yeah.
the house, I just put the alligator snapping turtle in Discord.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah, you don't mess with that.
Anyway, this is not an alligator snapping turtle. This is a tortoise.
I was concerned, given how the frog creature. Wait, what was the frog name again?
The arachnophibian?
Yeah, the arachnophibian. I knew it was something like that I couldn't remember. The arachnophibian, how that whole, went south. But at least nobody lost an eye except for the arachnophibian.
No one lost an eye. There were some puncture wounds, but
give the tortoise all of the space that the tortoise would like to have.
Well, do go around to the corners of the cellar. We'll put it that opens upwards.
Oh, sweet. Hey guys, I think this is the way up to the house.
Oh, good. We don't have to destroy anything.
Yeah. Usually I'm okay with destroying shit, but we should just take the ladder this time.
It's just a ladder. It doesn't look like it's a 100-story ladder or anything like
that. Well, no, given that you could... Ricky can very easily touch the hatch with his 10-foot pole, and Shota can almost reach up and touch the pull ring.
Okay, so we tap, tap, tap. Does anything explode?
The hatch goes thump, thump, thump.
Oh, does something knock back?
No, that was
just the sound of the tapping?
Thump, thump, thump.
The sound of one pull tapping.
Tap, tap, tapping on your cellar door.
Okay, so it must be safe.
You cut off there.
It must be safe. So I'm sure Shota would just love to go first.
Yeah, I'll climb the ladder and push up on the trapdoor.
Okay. You fiddle around with the pull ring and pull it back, and then you hear a stunk as you pull the ring, and then you can push up, and there it looks like it. Well, not looks like. There's quite a big cascade of dust and particles that fall onto your face as you're opening, as though it was abandoned a very long time, and some of push up, and there is the kitchen of an abandoned farmhouse. Appliances still there, but untouched, rusted.
All right, I'll climb up into the kitchen there.
Okay, it is very.
Tyler.
Sorry.
Oh, Tyler calls over his shoulder to the tortoise and asks if he needs any help. Would he like us to carry? Hey, tortoise, would you like us to carry you upstairs?
All right. Are you looking over your shoulder?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before Tyler climbs up the stairs after Shota, he's gonna be like, just checking to see if the tortoise, wants to stay where he is, or they are.
Well, Tyler, you see something that you haven't seen before. And that's the shell on the back of the tortoise starts to in the middle, and it leans back, and there's a loud buzzing sound, and then the forward part of the tortoise lifts off the ground, and just a moment later the rear legs lift off the ground, and it flutters over towards you and lands in front of your feet.
Oh my god, it's a tortoise copter!
Takes one of its claws and just gently pats on your shoe.
You like us, you really like us, buddy. Oh, have we made a dungeon friend?
Is this what happens when you don't kill everything?
Oh my gosh. It's our first dungeon friend. I'm really super excited, pumped about this.
Your first dungeon pet?
Dungeon friend. Come with us.
Those words usually don't go well together, dungeon friends.
Aw, this seems like a really nice tortoise. I think we're gonna have some great adventures together, and I will absolutely not let Shota cut you in half with his sword. Because he likes to do that to things.
Meanwhile, I'm up in the kitchen. Trying to cut the fridge open with my sword.
Cut the fridge
Just
in
joking.
half. And Marge is like, fine, it's good. Okay, if we have an animal, okay. As long as hopefully it feeds itself.
Marge, you're pretty sure that in the natural world that you're not aware of any tortoises that have shells that crack open and like beetles and have insect wings and fly,
and
at least over.
She's like, if we can get this thing out of this dungeon, she can totally do a study on this creature. Yeah, be interesting. This is like a native. But maybe it should stay in its natural habitat. She's so torn right now. But here's the thing. I mean, it's not like we haven't seen multiple creatures that were unnatural in this dungeon since we've entered. I mean, Betsy Huffman, for one. She's not a natural creature.
No.
Beatsy Huffman. Even more unnatural. Her mother, totally not natural.
Well, you didn't, to be fair, you didn't try and kill your mother.
Yeah, but like, she knows who the plastic surgeon is and all that, so she knows her mother's not like 100% like of original factory settings.
Original factory settings.
So from what they've seen so far, I mean, there's like not a lot of stuff that's normal. So at this point, I think she's like, okay, I was waiting for something like this to happen. So it's almost a relief to see the tortoise kind of copter itself over. I was like, oh, okay, that's its thing. Okay, that's cool.
Like, oh, that's the extent of the weirdness. Okay.
Okay, good. It's not one of those alligator snapping turtles. Awesome.
All right. So we have Ricky alone in the kitchen trying to cut the fridge in half, apparently.
No, I'm not. But I will. I'll do a perception to see what's going on up in the kitchen there.
Sure. What's perception?
A 2.
How did you get a 2 on 3? Oh, you don't have 3.
I don't have perception. That's how.
Wow. Okay. It's dusty, and you have sneezed, and your eyes are watering.
I cut the fridge open. Just joking. Yeah, I don't know.
Margie. Sorry,
Is there a refrigerator though?
Sure.
Does he?
Old...
I'll open it.
With a 2, can he recognize refrigerators?
Yeah, I mean, there's obvious things you can recognize, right?
Just like one of those like 1940s ice boxes.
I just don't see the
What is this?
I just don't see or hear the danger inside the refrigerator.
Yeah, it's an old 1950s style with the that still had the pull bar on it.
Oh yeah, I crack it open if I can.
It's dusty and empty, and has clearly not been on in a very, very long time.
Ew.
Ew, smells. Marge is going to climb up the ladder now, kind of leaving Tyler to ooh and ah over his new tortoise friend.
Okay, so helping each other with the tortoise going up the ladder.
Well, the tortoise is flying up the ladder, right?
No.
No?
As far as you can tell, the tortoise's ability to fly is approximately equivalent to that of a chicken's.
Oh. So Marge kind of stops, like she climbs up the stairs, but then she looks down the opening, and then she's like, does he need help? And Tyler's like, looks at the tortoise and is like, do you want to go upstairs, buddy? Waiting for consent from the tortoise.
Kind of scratches at your shoe again, like, okay, get on with it.
So Marge will like shoot out, once we have consent from the tortoise to interact with its person, she'll shoot some of her vines to wrap around the tortoise into a harness and try to like harness the tortoise up that way.
Okay, it was more than it was expecting. But you have pulled the tortoise into the kitchen. Tortoise is about here. Let's see. 2.5 feet front to back from the shell, about 2 feet across, and about, let's say a good 45 pounds, 45 pounds.
Is that like what, a 3 or 4 year old? How much do kids weigh?
How much do kids weigh?
I don't have kids. I only know how much cats weigh.
Just cats.
It's like 2 cats.
I'm about to say, yeah, stack 2 15-pound bags of cat food on top of each other.
Okay, she could totally lift that. She could totally lift that.
Yeah, you can totally do that.
it's effortless.
It has been placed back on the floor and a little shakes itself off. Clearly not expecting that particular solution, but it's okay with it.
And she retracts the vines, letting the tortoise, do their thing, investigating this, theoretically new. I mean, how long was the tortoise down there in that cellar?
I'm not sure how long. Sorry.
Now that the tortoise is upstairs, Tyler will come after.
Okay. Everyone is now in the kitchen, including the tortoise.
Yes. And Tyler continues to talk to the tortoise, like, have you been here before? You have any tips and tricks about the kitchen?
And the tortoise is just wandering around, apparently heading towards a back door of some kind.
Does the back door have windows?
It does.
Is it raining butter still?
Mostly intact. One has a crack in it, and it has one of those 4-panel windows in it, and the rail across the top, and the rod, across the top and the bottom, and the thin curtain that goes between them, and it's moth-eaten and holy, but still there.
Is it still raining butter outside?
Well, you can kind of hear it. It's still, there's still pitter-pattering against the side windows, and on nowhere near as crazy as it was whenever you first went into the cellar.
So Tyler will totally warn the tortoise. He's like, hey, butter rain out there, tortoise person. Your tortoiseness. Your tortoise copterness.
Continues to head towards the back door. It's clearly nonplussed at the prospect of butter rain. A large open floor plan ranch style, which might be beautiful or desirable if it wasn't mostly falling apart and swimming with the little motes of in the shafts of light, and completely barren.
So there's no other furniture for us to investigate?
Not a piece. The only furniture that you can see was in the cellar, abandoned. Probably whenever the family that owned this corn farm abandoned it because the butter rain killed all their crops.
Are there no stairs upstairs? There's no upstairs. Like, this is the only story.
It's a
single floor.
Single floor thing.
Yeah, single floor ranch style.
Well, maybe we should open all the cupboards to see if there's supplies.
To ward off the snakes?
Yeah.
Marge opens her umbrella.
Umbrellas.
Yeah.
It's bad luck to do that indoors.
Well, it's bad luck to beat butter rain.
Superstitions aren't real.
Yeah. Mars is like a woman of science.
Superstitions aren't real. That's why we have dice jails and...
Tyler won't do it, but Marge will totally, she will have her umbrella ready. At least, she will okay. Because this is the way I do it. Because, umbrellas are large and sometimes it's hard to get them through the door when you open them inside, which is probably how the superstition began.
Yeah, umbrellas are hard.
They open up the door so that the tortoise copter, has can range free. But she'll stick her Elephant World umbrella through the doorway and then open it just past the threshold, so she doesn't have to finagle getting it through the doorway. But now if they go back out into the butter, she will totally have her umbrella there to protect her from the butter rain. It's a shame I didn't think about that before.
Okay. As you open the door, you open your umbrella, and you notice a tortoise kind of crawl about a third of the way out, and then just stick his neck out, and every once in a while snap at a little bit of butter. Oh, it's not very good at catching butter, especially with your umbrella making it rather difficult for any of the droplets to get to it. Meanwhile, someone else was
So
that correctly.
the tortoise is a buttervore?
Not necessarily a buttervore, but it has exhibited that it is aware of the butter rain and seems to like it.
Okay.
At least on the occasional droplet that it manages to snatch. And was someone else ransacking the cupboards that I hear?
Yeah. Thanks, Shota, but go through the cupboards just to see if there's anything
Okay.
useful.
Not a whole lot. I mean, there's shelves. That's not helpful. There's what looks to be gaudy wallpaper on several of the shelves to kind of up, I suppose, but they've since turned colors and started peeling up. On what you assume was the canned goods pantry, because there are a couple cans in it, there's one can that is whose label has fallen off. You're not sure what it is. And there's another uh, one of the old school ones with the little tin pull key that you have to stick on and then start twisting to unroll.
Oh, like
A
Spam?
label that looks like it's yeah, or those deviled hams.
Yuck.
Yeah. On a label that has got to be I can't even think at the moment. 20 or 30 years before you were born. Kind of old.
So probably past the sell-by date?
As this little Stupor Heroes. Okay. Okay, make sure I'm putting in the right one.
Nice.
A tin of creamed possum with sweet potatoes garnished in coon fat gravy.
Did you
Beautiful.
find that on the internet?
Uh,
Coon fat gravy.
Clearly unopened and abandoned and left behind.
well, I'll take it.
Oh.
Okay. Make
Yeah,
sure to add to your inventory
we could
one
get
can
hungry of canned possum.
creamed possum with sweet potatoes
Creamed,
garnished
I've
with
exactly,
coon
still
creamed
fat
got
gravy.
4
possum.
muffins left, okay? I'm good.
At the sound of muffins, you see the tortoise kind of look up at you like, muffins?
Mars, you want a muffin?
And it opens its mouth like,
So that's about the only useful stuff is just the cream possum.
and
All right,
the can of mystery.
and so otherwise we're going back out into the butter rain, I guess.
Marge will share one of her muffins. They're cranberry bran,
Oh, nice.
so perhaps not the most
Tart and
delectable.
healthy for you.
But they'll like clean that tortoise straight out. Make him a regular tortoise. So
No,
yeah, she'll share one of the the um the muffins with the tortoise.
Marge, being a soccer mom, knows that she has to peel the paper off the muffin first,
Right.
otherwise it would try and eat the paper. Uh, but the tortoise gobbles down the muffin quite happily And it seems very appreciative of the muffin.
So we're bonding with the tortoise.
Bonding with the flying tortoise.
Tyler asks the tortoise, "Hey, do you know anything about force fields, Mr. Your tortoiseness's flying copterness? Because we're kind of down here looking for a way to get through a force field." Hey,
Kind of.
maybe you could fly
Carry on.
over it.
Do a flyover.
Oh wait, no, he's like a chicken flyer. He can't like fly over very far.
Yeah, it's more controlled falling than any real flight. Wings just
Slow
can't
fall,
produce
like
enough lift
oh,
for
he's
the
a
weight
monk
of his
tortoise.
body.
It's a monk tortoise. Does the tortoise know karate?
Abundant flap.
Way of the tortoise.
Step of the I don't know,
Step of the shell.
of the sand or the flipper. I don't know.
Tortoises don't have flippers. Those are
Those
turtles.
are turtles, man. Tortoises are like land, right?
Yep.
Turtles,
Oh, right.
Turtles are like the
Yeah.
sea.
It's like this alligator distinction. Oh, no, not quite.
And
Oh, those
turtle
are from the
dons
family.
are the actual air. Turtle dons.
Turtle dons.
That starts with a P. Turtle dons.
I just love that.
I'm just making up stuff now.
I just love that the turtle and the tortoise, sorry, not the turtle, the tortoise is in the family Gopherus, but the gopher is not. Sorry, genus, not.
So
They separated way up in class. One went to mammalian, one went to reptilia. Anyway, so
wait, tortoises have nipples?
tortoises have nipples. What?
Oh, you're talking about the
That's-
gophers.
Yeah, and I mean that would be saying that Latin totally translates really well to English.
Oh, I know, but
sometimes.
it's funny, like
Yeah.
it's just funny.
Okay, I get you now. I was like, I thought you were still talking about the tortoise being mammalia, and I was
They're
like, what?
long distant cousins back in evolution.
Okay, so we're out in the butter right now with the umbrellas.
Umbrellas out.
I'm assuming that the tortoise doesn't care.
Tortoise appears to be nonplussed about the butter rain, continuing to try and very poorly snap it. That the little sees a bit too slow by the time he's eyeballed one and reaches out to chomp on it. It's long gone, so it's mostly by luck that he actually gets anything. But you can always tell when he does because it's like a little.
Well, the tortoise seems to know what they're doing, so why don't we just follow the tortoise?
And the tortoise starts heading towards the big barn.
The barn it is.
Of course, you guys are following at the speed of about one step every 4 or 5 seconds, and you just collectively take one step and stand and stop. And
Does this look like the same barn that we saw before?
yes, it does. And as a matter of fact, you walk past the cell that shut and went down just 15 minutes or so ago on your way to said barn.
Huh. Well, that's peculiar. Maybe those ones wasn't a hallway down as much as a people mover down.
Walking between the ranch house property and the fence and on the right hand side and the forest of broccoli on the left hand side, and headed towards the barn.
Tyler asked the tortoise how the tortoise feels about broccoli.
The tortoise continues moving, not really paying that much attention.
Not a broccoli fan either. I feel the same. It's not my favorite vegetable.
And as you head towards the barn, nothing happens. You approach the door. Big, 2-by-8 foot tall sliding doors affixed to rails. Of course, and far as you can tell, judging by the age of the creamed possum, gosh, easily 60, 70 years abandoned, and butter rain does not do kindly to unfinished, unsealed wood or exposed metal. Just does all manner of icky things to it. There does not appear to be a lock of any locking mechanism of any kind on the barn door, just a swinging metal hook into a ring to keep the two doors mostly together. Looks an awful lot. Just imagine wrought iron hook and ring where the lock is.
Right.
I'm sorry I couldn't get it exactly perfect on a 15-second search.
Oh, jeez. Well.
So, is there a little hole?
I'm sorry, what?
Is there a little peephole like at the bottom? Or is that just...
No, there's chips and chunks missing all over the place. And in some places between the slats, the wood is so warped that you could easily just find any number of peepholes to
Can we
look
peep inside first? You think we should peep inside, Jota?
By all means.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Do you want to or should I? I don't know. Can I see
Stick your
things?
pole in there.
Ooh. Oh, wait. But my pole doesn't have eyes.
Well, if something tries to rip it out of your hands, then...
Oh, that's a good point. You're really smart, Shota.
Yeah.
So Tyler will stick his he'll stick his pole through a hole.
Is this
So he's going to stick his hard wooden shaft into the greasy hole.
Yeah.
No glory in this.
And he's gonna work it. He's gonna work it around, see if he encounters anything.
Okay. Sticks the pole into the hole. Swings it back and forth, kind of as much of an up and down as you can get, which is very sad and floppy. You hear it scraping against the mixture of dirt and what sounds like old hay on the inside. An occasional clank of maybe you hit a horseshoe or something. Or maybe it was a
robot.
Rock. No, much smaller clank, like it was a small object.
A small robot. They keep robots in barns,
Robot adjacent.
They do on Super Mecha Fight Island.
It'd be about a half-inch tall robot in that case, or less.
The nanobots.
As you sweep your pole, the thing you feel it bump up a little bit inside and then continue. Nothing appears to have grabbed your pole, harassing your pole, moving in any way.
Alrighty.
Looks safe.
So
I open the door.
Is there a padlock actually on it?
I'm sorry?
Is there actually a padlock like in the picture, or is
Oh,
it
no.
just open,
no.
free open?
He said no lock.
Wrought
Okay.
iron hook and ring.
Oh yeah, let's swing this baby open. Tyler will look over at the tortoise and see. How do you feel about this tortoise?
Tyler, grab the other door, and then I grab the one side of the barn
Wait,
door.
I'm checking with the tortoise
pull on
because if he thinks it's not cool, let's not open it. But if he thinks it's cool, we should totally do what he says.
You're gonna take advice from a freaking tortoise?
He's been here longer than we have, man. He knows stuff. They know stuff.
It doesn't know anything. Look at its face. Look at its face. It doesn't know anything.
He's a genius
You actually
tortoise.
get a kind of... Shota gets a little bit of a side eye from the tortoise. I'm right here.
Use your manners. He's our guest accompanying us. He's our host.
Humans always tend to anthropomorphize everything.
But he's been here, and he's not like a normal tortoise. He has helicopter abilities. So we don't know what other abilities he has.
Okay, tortoise. Lay it on us. Is this a safe barn? Is this barn safe for us?
Kind of finishes giving you a little side eye and looks up at Strike Out expectantly, like, we'll go.
You want to go inside the barn, do you, buddy?
It blinked.
Blink once for
Was
yes, two blinks
One
for
blink
no.
for yes. Standard animal Morse code. Okay.
It just kind of lowers
watched
its head,
NG.
lowers its head like, I just did blink once for yes.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so was that blink? Did that blink mean yes? Blink 3 times for yes and 4 times for no.
And 4 times for no. Yeah.
And meanwhile, what is Shota just swinging the doors open?
She's already opened the door.
While Tyler tries to figure out
Okay.
how do you communicate with tortoises? What is the deal? Like Shota will have one side, and the Marge will vine whip the other side.
It blinks very slowly, I assume.
No, it still has its head lowered to the ground, like, I've never seen or heard a tortoise sigh. And meanwhile, open the other end of the door. So
Yeah.
both barn doors are wide open. It's dark in as is this. Words are hard today. The sky is still quite cloudy, although the rumbling has since gone off, but it still has not cleared up. There's a faint drizzle still of butter rain, but it's more of a mist at this point.
Ooh, butter mist.
Butter mist.
That's the best butter. You
It's
can
like
grease
if
a
you-
pan with that.
It's like if you hold one of those vegetable oil sprays,
It's lightly
Yeah.
panning.
Pam the air in the kitchen, and then walk into it like it's perfume.
Mhm.
Butter mist. The interior of the barn is dark. There appears to be, on the right-hand side, on both sides, there are 3 very large stalls, some of which on the left-hand side appear to have been at one point for other livestock to be interred in. Not a bad word. Not a good store. Not a good word. Put in.
Stabled.
Put it that way. Stabled. Thank you. Words are hard. On the right hand, similar structure, 3 very large stalls, although judging by in the dirt on the floor. There's more hay on the left. There's more ruts in the ground on the right-hand side. Right-hand side was for large dolls are empty. One of them has what looks like an ancient tractor. Like probably 19. The front axle's completely rusted through. It's pitched forward on the axle, which is split due to neglect and time. The rear tires are faded and split just from age. Does not appear that that's been functional. Even before the farm was abandoned, you probably non-functional before they left. Oh, and on the left-hand side, there is a ladder leading up.
And it's old hay, like it's decayed partially.
No, it looks rusty, but
The hay?
the hay. Oh, I think you're talking about the ladder. Sorry. Well, once it's dried up to the point where it's almost like paper, it doesn't really go much further than that. Just kind of.
But it's like we need to be careful that we don't start any fires.
You would imagine if, especially considering that the exterior of the structure is saturated, and this is probably a very big fire hazard.
So Marge mentions this to the guys because of their ways. Like, if anyone is going to be responsible for starting a forest fire or something, it's going to be these two.
Oh, it's totally not going to be the person throwing lightning bolts around.
Well, she's like,
Right.
she is forewarned, forearmed. She's not going to, like, she's going to try to not, combust everybody.
On that note, I would like anyone who is annoyed to give me a Smart Plus Perception roll. And Bonnie, you keep getting kicked out of the whiteboard.
Do I?
Like the unicorn's still in there, but yeah, now you're back.
I don't know what it is. You said perception?
Yes, Smart Plus Perception if you would like to be paranoid.
Marge is a 9. I don't think Tyler's paranoid.
Well,
No,
not paranoid?
just Marge. Just
Not
Marge.
Okay.
With a 9, she's not super paranoid. Or there's not much she can do about it.
Nine is enough.
Oh, are you like outlining the stalls now?
I'm trying to roughly make our
Map out the barn. Map it. Map it.
map it good. And we'll just say that is going up. You guys are at the door.
We're at the door. Wait, that's the door?
Yes.
Oh, I'm doing that thing where I'm trying to drag things from OBS again. I labeled this scene barned and dangerous. I feel like it's probably dangerous. Does Does his tortoiseness have any like hot tips about like how to handle barns?
You notice Sir Tortoise has not actually entered the barn yet, although, as far as estimation at this point, mostly just maybe walk 2 or 3 feet in. Like you are inside the barn, you can rearrange yourselves as you see fit, but have not necessarily entered the barn. Marge, with a 9, you smell something that is not butter. It's not fake butter spray. It's not butter mud. It's not a strange combination that you can tell of any of the weird substances that you've come into contact with in the dungeon thus far. But there is another very pungent odor in here that you can't quite put your finger on. And a smell.
A
If
what
that makes
smell?
a warm smell.
A worm smell.
If that makes any sense. Like, things can smell chilly like mint, or they can smell warm like biscuits. Like it smells warmer in the barn than it did outside, and there's an odor. There's just a piquant odor.
Ironically,
Piquant.
I have a perfume that is made
Piquant.
to smell like fire, like a campfire. So it literally
Nice.
does smell like it has that kind of like oxidized wood, charcoaliness to it. That smells very warm.
And the one thing that always blows my mind is how buttered popcorn Jelly Bellies actually taste warm, even though they're room temperature.
Yeah.
Like, they somehow managed to get that warm popcorn flavor in a room temperature bean. I never could get that in my head. Smells.
I think sleeping cats smell warm.
I could see that.
That's why I'm adding a GIF of kitty cat.
That was just an excuse to make a cat post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at GIFs and I'm like, what's warm? And well, the cat is the first one that appeals to me. And there's something about pigs that they just look like bacon. They really do. Okay. So it smells warm. Well, that's not good, cause like there's combustible stuff in here.
That thing in the upper right is representative of the bus.
The busted ass tractor.
Yeah.
It is not equal to a functioning tractor.
No. It is not.
And what is the white rectangle inside?
On the left-hand side, that's
Yeah.
a placeholder up to what you would imagine would be the loft.
Okay.
Alright.
Golly. I feel like we should check out the loft at the same time. I don't want to go into a warm barn.
We should send the flying tortoise up there.
Can the tortoise fly that high? I think Tyler could jump that high pretty easy. He could just like skip the ladder and just jump his way. Do a quick little bounce and bounce in, bounce out. Make like a bunny.
And bounce.
Bounce. Hop, hoppity hop.
Well, yes, you most certainly could. That's not a most certainly try. You most certainly could.
Oh, I don't understand the difference, but Tyler's like, I will just hop up there, peek, and hop back.
Like a bunny.
Like a bunny. Tortoise in the
Okay.
hair! Ha ha!
Give me
See, we were meant to be buddies.
Give me a strong plus super.
His super jump is a d6 for rolling thing purposes, right?
Sorry?
Tyler's jump mastery, his super jump. It's a d6. D6. That's what I have down.
Okay, yeah, that would be. Yeah, my copy of Tyler is still back at level 2, so I'm missing a lot of his level ups.
I have 8 for his strength and a d6 for the super jump and a d6 for the hero die. Oh dear, and he only rolled a 5.
Well, your first hop, you don't get a dead jump feet first landing on the loft. You get it high enough to take a peek and notice that there's definitely an odor coming the loft. You're not really pinning your finger on it. Looked to be mostly empty, but you only looked at a little fragment of it because you didn't get quite enough altitude.
Oh.
But assuming we're all just waiting around until you do, then brace yourself with another leap, and boing, like Super Mario, goes straight up and land onto the hayloft. The wood creaks a bit.
And he totally does a superhero landing.
Does a superhero landing, which is a good thing because you were a little wobbly anyway. Okay. Go ahead and give me a smart plus perception roll. But only for Tyler.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, another 5.
5.
Yeah. 2 2s and a 1.
Wow. It's pretty good.
He's seeing with his eyes.
You smell it before you see it. As you're landing, you kind of glance around in front of you, which, by the way, in front of you, over here upstairs, facing the west wall, you're right, you start seeing wisps of smoke. And the smell starts to place itself in your mind a little more firmly. It's whenever, like burnt or burnt fibers that aren't supposed to normally burn when they just smolder.
Oh, like electric cable?
Catch. Yeah, that hot ooze kind of scent. And you turn to your right, and there is, laying on a bed, almost cloud-like billowing, old asbestos-style insulation.
Oh no!
Is putty-like almost, of melted cheese, except you can actually see bursts of flame off of it in places where there would be spots on a leopard, for example, and there's little open flames.
But it's asbestos?
No, it's laying on asbestos instead of the wood.
Okay.
But detecting your
that
presence,
is hazardous, and I don't know who I would sue for exposing me to this asbestos.
The bad thing
but
is
I'm pretty sure that my
Probably
parents have had a class action suit in the past.
This distance, you can't tell if it's asbestos or asbestos-like material, but judging by the age of everything in this farm, it's probably safe to say that it's before the class action lawsuit took place. And the cheese ooze begins to roll towards you.
No!
There's several feet of non-asbestos-like.
Can I please jump down now?
By all means, you jump straight back down.
Cheese ooze!
Thump.
It's not the good kind of goo. That's not the kind of good gooey cheese that you like to have in your pizza. This is like living goopy cheese.
And right in time for us to leave, or to end our session, rolling over the edge of smoldering hayloft wood and then falling was sickening splorch. And again, I couldn't find a appropriate image, so I had to go with this one thing to it. We have
And I'm all out of chips.
Prometheus, the Firebringer. The Flaming Cheese Ooze. Prometheus.
Aww.
And that, I believe, is where we'll call our session for the evening.
If only we had
Sure
pepperoni.
And nacho chips.
Yeah, he's who you want to come to your Super Bowl party.
Yet usually the cheese dip you bring to the Super Bowl party isn't on fire and trying to consume you. I mean, at least the one.
That would make the parts outside of halftime more interesting.
That's true. That is entirely true.
Can you survive your Super Bowl snacks?
Meanwhile, outside, the tortoise is just leaning, looking.
This is a friend of the tortoises? Have we been betrayed? I hope not.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for coming.
No problem.
Sorry if it was a little wild. The sinuses and allergies have been going completely banana sandwich, so I was a little slow on the.
'Tis the season to not breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
Don't breathe at all.
Like my eyes feel like they're bleeding. And I developed a new thing this season's allergies, apparently, called gastric rhinitis. And anytime you eat, your nose starts running like crazy.
Interesting.
For no damn reason. Like I get it when it's spicy food. That makes sense. Okay, but when I have a biscuit.
Oh, yeah.
Snot fountain.
Ew.
Egg.
Weird.
Snot fountain. Yeah, I didn't know. I had to Google it and find out what it was.
Maybe
And I was
you've
like, oh,
developed a biscuit allergy
Biscuit allergy.
through exposure.
Too many biscuits and
Too many
gravy over the years,
biscuits.
and maybe
And your
No,
immune
hell
system
no.
is snapped.
I'll eat some claret and then before I go back,
Ain't
Before you
stopping.
give
some
up the
people have
biscuits.
that. Yeah, some people have that Lactaid before they eat ice cream. I'll have Biscuitaid. I ain't giving up no damn biscuits and gravy. You kidding me? And I just realized that was another session. 2 sessions in a row now where I haven't had to roll a single thing. I admit I expected you guys to get to Prometheus a lot sooner than you did. But then we had that half hour anal
Well,
seepage.
you gave us a hallway
Right.
of stairs.
Yeah. Every time we got a hallway, you set back the campaign.
Add
A whole
an
episode.
extra half hour.
It wasn't even a hallway. You turned it into a hallway.
That's what it looked like. You showed us a picture, and suddenly I was like, wait a second. This is like a hallway, but at an angle. And it just made me concerned. Because one day the hallway will be dangerous, and we won't be ready.
And one day You know what? Not one day. I'm gonna commit now to making nothing happen. And that was the end of the.
Nothing will ever happen in the hallway?
Nothing will happen in the hallway.
Until
And you guys
it does.
will not
Dun,
believe
dun,
me
dun.
for I don't know why. How many traps have been used so far?
Oh no, safety is really important.
There was even going back. There was the hallway. This is going to go way back 2 years. To guest starred, and you managed to get our British guest star so fed up, she pushed past everyone and said, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" And then
We didn't know it was safe. Just being cautious.
Yeah, you always gotta be cautious.
yeah, but when you get the guest star fed, like, come on. She's outside the hall waiting for you guys. Oh, come on. That made me giggle.
I'm really concerned about this asbestos.
Well, right now the source of fire is now in front of you on the floor, so.
I hope I don't get mesothelioma or whatever that is.
I don't think you can get mesothelioma from like a 2 or 3 minute exposure. I'm not sure on that, but I'm pretty sure that required extended exposure to low grade asbestos dust. At least if I remember correctly. It's not something that's come up in the last several years.
I wonder if I can find more safety gifts. More cheese gifts. Oh, this is what we need a cat.
That's ah, shit.
These are solutions. We have problems and I'm looking up solutions.
Yeah, people most at risk of developing mesothelioma handled asbestos for a prolonged period of time or were exposed to large amounts of asbestos as part of their career. And exposure is also common, especially among the spouses and children of people who worked with asbestos. So, unlikely a flaming cheese is going to get you guys diagnosed with mesothelioma. The sentences you have in tabletop RPGs.
Like
This
unlikely, but
cat licking cheese is crazy.
the exposure makes it a like non-zero risk, I guess.
Well, if you want to get technical, any exposure is a potential. Like, here's the one I was looking for. The cat made me think of it. I just love how nonplussed the baby. Well, not nonplussed, but just not shocked the baby is. He's just looking at the dad like, "Why do you keep doing this to me?"
Oh, it probably like screamed like 2 seconds after this clip happened. That's like the start of a power scream right there.
Yeah, the unhappy face.
Yeah, like where the face slowly melts down, and then all of a sudden it's like, ah!
Like that's the pure shock in seconds before a 2-hour tantrum.
The tension. It's like, I don't know why I'm scarred as a child, but I just know I am.
Then he finds this film like buried in a box in the attic.
Deep-seated fear of American cheese. Maybe this is why I hate eggs. Maybe somebody threw eggs at my face as a child.
It's possible. This is the reason.
In my pre-memory.
Where's the other one? Dang it. Come. I know this GIF exists. I use it on Twitter. There's actually a whole series of them. Anyway, what I'm looking for is the one from Buffy during the nightmare sequences of the guy holding up slices of cheese like, I will bear the cheese. The cheese will protect me.
What episode was that from?
I might have the wording wrong. I never actually saw it. I just used the GIFs. Although this one's just psycho weird.
Now I just want some cheese. I'm like really hungry now. But I'm off.
Mm-hmm.
So long, farewell. If we just saying bye, Steve.
We wish you audio.
Check you guys later.
Yep, take her easy.
Bye. Well, stay safe.